Have you ever showed up at a campground and thought, how am I going to get my RV into that site? Or will my RV even fit on the site? Well, I'm going to tell you about a new tool that's available that's going to help you pick better sites in this episode of Travels with Delaney. Welcome back, everyone. My name's Patrick, and if this is your first time here at Travels with Delaney, welcome. We're your channel all about RVing and living life to the fullest. Now, in this episode, I want to share with you this great new tool that has been made available that will help you pick out better sites that are better suited for your needs and your RV. Whenever we go to book campsites, we always try to get a visual on what the actual site is we're booking. But many times there's either no pictures available, or the pictures that are available, well, they may be old and they may be limited. I also try to search for videos online, but quite honestly, there's just not enough videos out there on YouTube of every campground and every site to really help you. So, when you have the ability to pick out a specific site, many times it's a complete guess whether it's going to work out for you and your RV. Until now. What if I told you that you could go and check out a campground that is listed on Recreation.gov and do a drive-through of that campground and have a 360-degree view as they drive through the campground, and you could even click on specific sites to get more information? That tool now exists. Let's go on inside and we're going to talk about this wonderful new tool called CampgroundViews.com. Now you may be thinking, hey, Campground Views, I've heard of that before. I saw a video on YouTube where somebody was driving through a campground with that same name. And you would be right. In fact, I've even looked at those videos before on YouTube. Mark, who actually started Campground Views on YouTube, is also the founder and owner of CampgroundViews.com. When he originally started on YouTube, he was just posting videos of drive-thrus that he would do going through campgrounds as they were full-time RVers, and that's one of the things I love about CampgroundViews.com is it's actually an RVer who understands what we as RVers actually need and want. So anyway, he decided to try to grow that YouTube channel, and he allowed people to submit their own drive-thrus, and that worked for a while. But what Mark told me was a lot of times the quality of the videos he would receive were not that great, and sometimes they were incomplete, only frustrating us who would log in to see a video about a particular campground and only get a very partial look at that campground. But Mark realized through the comments that there was a real need for this service, and we really wanted it as RVers. And that's when he decided to take Campground Views to the next level with CampgroundViews.com. And so now he and his professional team are filming campgrounds in 360. These are high quality drive-through videos, and I think the best way to really show you exactly what this product is and what it can do is to go ahead and hop onto the laptop and demonstrate for you. So I'm on campgroundviews.com. Real simple to find, and you'll notice it's really simple to navigate. Right at the top, we have Find Your Campsite, Big Map, and Virtual Tours. Now, Big Map is just going to give you an overview of the United States, lots of places that you can camp, and it's a great resource if you're looking for places to camp. But I want to demonstrate specifically the Virtual Tour function of Campground Views. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Virtual Tours. Now, once we've clicked onto Virtual Tours, it's going to give us an opportunity to search their database to find campgrounds that have the Virtual Tours already. Now that we're into the search, I can go ahead and type in a location that I want to search for a campground. So I'm going to type in Snoqualmie Falls, and there it is. I can also set parameters like distance, how far away from my destination do I want to search, and I can search for specific amenities. So I'm going to go ahead and click pets because we travel with Truman and Bess, our Cavalier King Charles Spaniels, so I do need the campgrounds to be pet friendly. Once I do that, it's going to go ahead then and generate a list of campgrounds that have virtual tours and that are pet friendly. Now that our list has been generated, I can look on the left side at the map to see location, or I can scroll down and look at them by campground. I'm going to go ahead and click on Denny Creek Campground because we camped there a few years ago. We really enjoyed it, but I remember there were lots of trees. So this would definitely be a campground now that we have a larger RV that I would want to do a virtual tour on before choosing an exact site for our trip. So once I have it, the video will start to load. And then what I can do is I can come down here and I can click play, and our virtual drive-through tour will begin. And you can see we are literally riding through the campground right now. And once we get up here and we get into some of the sites, we're going to be able to do things like click on a specific site and get information, and we're going to be able to control the camera. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stop right there because I see a site. I like that site. It's a pull-through site or a off the side of the road type site. I'm going to go ahead and click on that red dot. Now what that's going to do is it's going to bring up information specifically about that site. Now if that site was available, it would be in green. It's not in green, so it's in red. So that tells me it's not available. It could be a situation where it's not reservable, the campground could be closed, or it could just be that somebody has booked that site already. But what I can do here is I can see things like check-in, check-out time. I can find out what amenities or what loop it's in. And I know it's a 30 amp site, but there's no water, there's no sewer, it's not accessible, and campfires are allowed. So there's all kinds of information. Now, let's say I want to go ahead and book that site. If I click visit, that's going to go ahead and take me out to Recreation.gov so I can go ahead and begin the process of booking that site. But I'm not ready to book that site, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to continue our tour on around the loop. And we can do that for any site in the campground. The other thing that we can do is we could pause the video and we can go ahead then and we could actually control the video ourselves. And what I mean by that is we're going to be able to use our mouse or our trackpad on a laptop, and we're going to be able to use that 360 camera that they are filming with to look at sites from different angles. And so all we have to do is begin to scroll around, okay? And that's going to allow you to really explore up and down, looking for obstructions to the approach to a site. So I'm always looking for things like trees, especially on back-end sites. We've been in some situations before where we arrived and the trees were right at the point where I needed to start to make my turn to back into the site. And it just makes maneuvering into those sites very difficult. But when you use campgroundviews.com, you're able to clearly see exactly what obstructions there are. One nice feature is up here in the upper right hand corner, you're going to see like a little map diagram of the campground and its various loops. Now what that'll allow you to do is see exactly where you are in your tour. The little white dot will represent us on our tour, and it also allows me to go ahead and use the slider if I want to fast forward to a specific section of the campground. So I want to get down into the lower loop where we camped last time and check out some of the sites down there, because I remember those were very close to the creek and there were some pretty big sites down there. So now that I'm down getting close to where I want to see, I'm going to go ahead and hit play again. Now we're currently going backwards, but remember we can use our trackpad or our mouse to turn the camera, and now we can drive through the campground going forward. And so, whoa, right there's a campground site I want to look at. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to spin around. Look at that. Now, I can't remember if this was the exact site we were on, but this is definitely a nice size site. I do remember this section down there. So again, I can click on it. I can get information about that particular site. I think I'm going to go just a little bit further here around the bend. And we'll get right up here. And I am almost certain this is the site I am looking for. And I remember this being a very large site. So now we can go ahead and we can use our trackpad. And look at that. So this will really help to look for things like big rocks, trees, any obstructions that might be in the way. It's also going to give us a good idea on how big the pad is and that type of thing. So that's how virtual tours work. Now currently they have over 400 campgrounds with virtual tours already, and there's a lot more coming. Eventually they will have every campsite listed on Recreation.gov, and I'm sure once that's done they're going to keep on going. But because Mark is using professional filmographers to film these in 360, there is a cost to use this premium service. And I believe it is worth every penny if you're planning to book campsites at any of the national parks, national forest, or any campground that might be listed on Recreation.gov. So how would you join? Well, all we have to do on the home page is go ahead and it says join now. I'm going to click on that, and there's a short video that will explain the entire service right from the owner of the company, Mark. Now, go ahead and scroll on down and we can begin to see the pricing. And the first thing you'll notice is the Explorer Basic Membership. Mark's going to let you go ahead and try this out free of charge for 24 hours. And it's a great way just to go in and explore for yourself and find some amazing sites. But then he gives you options, and I love this because depending on what your needs are, there's probably an option that's going to be right for you. So the Road Tripper is a 1-month membership for $25. Now that might come in handy. Let's say you're planning that once in a lifetime vacation out west to go to Yellowstone and some of the major national parks, and you really just need to go in for a month and explore to pick out your campsites. Maybe that works for you. But maybe you're like myself and my wife Patty, and you do a lot of camping where you book sites on Recreation.gov. You might want to upgrade to the annual membership, currently at $75. Now I should note, at the time of this filming, these are the prices, but those prices are going up. As they get closer to having all of the campgrounds on Recreation.gov done, eventually those prices are going to go up to the stated retail price listed here. So just want to point that out. This is actually 2021 October, so by the time you see this video, these prices may have gone up. Now, if you want to really save some money, you could go ahead and do a 3-year membership. We always do that every time we need to renew our Good Sam's membership. They always give you a better deal if you'll do like a 3-year renewal, and that's what we do. And so they're doing the same thing here on Campground Views. And then finally, if you're like, hey, I just want this service forever and I don't want to have to pay a yearly or a monthly subscription fee, you can actually get the Epic Camper Lifetime Membership. It's going to give you access for as long as the site exists, and you're going to have all these great videos and features available to you. So, is this something you might be interested in? We think it's an awesome tool that will really make booking our sites much more efficient and effective, and it will give us a peace of mind that when we arrive at a campground, we will know exactly what the site looks like and that we're not going to have issues getting our RV into that site or fitting on that site. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and link, as I always do, for you down in the description of this video so you can go directly to the site and check it out and find if this might be for you. Obviously, if you use our link, there is a small commission for us that helps support our channel so we can continue to review products like this and bring you great content related to the RVing industry. Until next time, everybody, we'll see ya on down the road, hopefully at a campsite that you booked with CampgroundViews.com.